All right, now we're going to do some more problems, but this time there are some fractions in there. I'm going to show you how you can do this by hand. Okay, so if this was just a -3 here in example A, we would add 3. So we're going to do that same thing, except for we're going to add 3/4. Now, these would cancel, and I would have 2/3 x equals whatever 8/3 plus 3/4 is. If you remember, you have to have the same denominator in order to add fractions together. So the least common denominator is the denominator that both of them can go into, or that they're both multiples of, and it's the smallest one. In this case, the smallest one would be 12. So we need to have both denominators to be 12. What do I need to multiply 3 by to get to 12? I multiply 3 by 4 to get to 12. So I multiply 8 by 4, which would be 32. Sorry, I was doing a little mental math there. And then we have to do the same thing with our 3/4. What do I multiply 4 by to get to 12? I multiply 4 by 9 to get to 12. So 3 times 3 is 9. Now we're going to add these together. 32 plus 9, that would be 41/12. Okay. Now we're going to do the multiplication. To get rid of the fraction, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. And if you remember, the reciprocal is just when I flip the fraction. So I'm going to multiply by 3/2. We can do a little bit of simplifying here because 12 can be divided by 3. So this would cancel to 1, and 12 would cancel to 4. Now you're just going to multiply across. So x would equal 41 times 1 is 41. 4 times 2 is 8. And that is as simplified as that fraction would get, so that would be my answer. Okay, we'll do one more over here. I'm going to erase this guy so that I have a little bit more space. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do, add 1 to both sides. So this would be 4/5 r equals, we need to get them to be like denominators, so I would have 2/3 plus 3/3. Remember, we can always make 1 by doing 3/3 or a number over itself. So I'm adding across. 2 plus 3 is 5/3. Now to do my multiplication, again, we multiply by the reciprocal, 5/4. This time I can't cancel anything out beforehand, so I would just have 25, 5 times 5, 25, 3 times 4, 12. And that is as simplified as it gets. One more. The first thing I'm going to do is add 5/2 to both sides. I have to get like denominators. So the least common denominator here would be 4. So I'd have 1/4 plus, how do I get 2 to 4? I multiply by 2, so 5 times 2 is 10. Add those together. I have 7/3 y equals 11/4. Multiplying by the reciprocal. Again, can't simplify here, so I'd have 33/28 as my final answer. You can always simplify at the end if you don't catch it in the middle step here. We can always reduce our fraction when we get down to the very end.